So whenever we earn a wage, our wage has two parts to it: economic rent and transfer earning. So economic rent and transfer earning makes up your total wage that you earn. So for example, if I'm earning, let's say, $10,000, some part of my salary is what we call our economic rent. Let's say 6,000 of my 10,000 is economic rent, and 4,000 is, for example, my transfer earning. So what is transfer earning and economic rent? Transfer earning, we say, is this the it is the minimum amount required by labor to to take up the job. In other words, this is what we call your opportunity cost. So, for example, if you pay me $10,000 as a teacher, and let's say the next best alternative was giving me, for example, um, $4,000, that is why my transfer earning is $4,000. It's the minimum I require to become a teacher, because if I was not a teacher, if I was, let's say, working in a bank, I would have been getting $4,000. Are you all with me? So, what is economic rent? What is transfer earning? It's your opportunity cost. It's the amount that you require to be paid to you, because that is basically the amount that you can get from your next best alternative. But being a teacher here, by the way, not only give me transfer earning of 4,000, which means the next best alternative was 4,000, but I'm also getting some amount which is $6,000. This $6,000 is kind of like a premium that I'm getting. Why am I getting this premium, guys? Any guesses? Why is a worker getting some premium like this for the job, which where the next best alternative for him was $4,000? Why is he getting, or why am I getting that extra $6,000? Any particular reason for that? Anyone? You are getting, I mean, why would you be paid more than what other people are being paid for any job? Talal, any particular reason? Skill, very good job. Your skill could be one reason, your experience could be another reason. Or like your how good you are, like your quality of work. All of these are the factors that could basically give you more economic rent. So let's say, when you look at an economics department within even cedar, there's teachers who are more experienced and there are teachers who are less experienced. More experienced teachers will get higher salary and less experienced teacher will get lower salary for the same work. But as the experience get bigger, more and more, you would see the economic rent would be higher or will be more. You guys get that? Does that make sense? So in other words, guys, if I look at demand and supply for a worker, okay, if you look at demand and supply for a worker, let's say this is my demand curve and this is my supply curve, right? And you paid W naught, quantity is Q naught. My transfer earning is this bit, my economic rent will be this bit. Remember, supply curve shows you the minimum amount you require to take up any job. So transfer earning is all that amount under the supply curve, which is telling us the minimum you require to take up any job opportunity. Make sense? And economic rent is like producer surplus. So economic rent को मैं कह सकता हूँ, it's just like producer surplus. This is the amount over and above. It's the area above the supply curve, below the wage rate. So this is my economic rent. Does that make sense, guys? Are we good? Any questions? Are we good to move on? So, what's the definition of transfer earning? We say transfer earning is basically the amount you require to take up. So the income required to induce the supply of a factor of production, let's say labor, is the transfer earning. It is the opportunity cost. It is the opportunity cost of using a factor of production. Okay, the value of the factor in its next best use. In other words, transfer earning is like your opportunity cost. On the other hand, economic rent is basically the amount that you pay over and above. It shows basically the premium you get. So economic rent basically is any payment over your transfer earning, right? Now I'm going to make a case here, guys. Let's say if you have a unskilled worker, if you have a completely unskilled worker, how will the supply of that worker would look like? How would the supply curve be like for a completely unskilled worker? Anyone? How will the supply curve look like for a completely unskilled worker versus a very, very skilled worker? Any guesses, guys? It should be very good job, Sana. It should be elastic. In fact, for a completely unskilled worker, it's going to be completely elastic, perfectly elastic. Why? Because he only gets the market wage rate, right? But for a completely skilled worker, you get a very perfectly elastic supply curve. The more perfectly inelastic supply curve. So the higher the skill, the more inelastic the demand will be, right? Isn't that true? So in this case, guys, when you are a completely unskilled worker, let's say this is the demand versus skilled worker, this is your demand. What is important to see, guys, is this that for a skilled worker, all he gets, like a surgeon or a footballer or like somebody who's very gifted, all he gets is economic rent. Why? Because the transfer earning that he gets from the next best alternative, let's say if you are somebody who's um, Messi, or if you, it will be very, very, very insignificantly low. So huge amount of your salary will be economic rent because of the fact that you're really good at what you do. On the other hand, for an unskilled worker, all you get is transfer earning, the minimum amount you require to stay in the job. Make sense? And if you are somebody who is, let's say, semi-skilled, you know, if you're semi-skilled, then if you look at this, guys, like a driver who's working at a place for a long time may be always preferred than one who is recently joining. So you will see the wage that he gets. So he's got a very elastic supply curve, but the wage he gets here has transfer earning much more than economic rent. Are you all with me, guys? So what we learn is this, that the lower the elasticity of supply, the higher the economic rent. Make sense? Are you all with me, guys? Do we get the concept? Someone is on making that. So there's some construction work is happening on top. Can you hear that construction work? Okay. Are we happy with this one, guys? Do we get this? Are we good to move on? Guys, are we good to move on? Okay, I want to show you this. I want to show you this some MCQs so that we understand how the concept is tested. Just give me 1 minute, guys.